Welcome to Divorce Talk with Nicola Beer, a show dedicated to creating change and emotional healing for executives, professionals, and expats in the various stages of marriage breakdown and divorce. Discover insightful strategies to better manage your personal affairs and learn secrets to creating more happiness, love, and success in your life today.
Hi, this is Nicola Beer and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can combat separation anxiety in 3 steps. The first conversation about ending your marriage often results in numerous questions, doubts, and fears to come flooding in. If you're unsure, you may think it's safer to ignore and bury your feelings, but this won't help you long term. Fears must be dealt with, addressed, or put to rest in order to gain peace of mind and move forward, especially if you have made the decision to go. Deciding whether to divorce or not is a major life-changing decision. If you are avoiding your fears, you may not be acting in your best interests, which can have a lasting impact that isn't really good for you. Many clients share with me that before they booked my programs, they were barely functioning. They couldn't sleep, eat. Their mind was constantly racing with a huge list of what-ifs. Some even find themselves very depressed. Many had questions like, what if I regret this? Will the children be okay? Will I survive financially? Will anyone ever want to be with me? How will I pay for everything? I have no idea where I will be in a month, let alone a year. Will I be okay on my own? Rebecca was a lady I was working with, and she was terrified. She said, Nicola, what would happen if I can't figure out the legal side and the costs? And how will I ever manage without my husband's income? Darren was fixated on whether he could be happy with himself or with his life if he wasn't living with his 3 children anymore. He had a 14-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 7-year-old girl, 2 boys, older boys, and a 7-year-old girl. And he just felt, what if he moves out and his wife moves away, and will he be happy, and will he regret this? And this was playing on his mind a lot, and it made him so sick to his stomach, the fear, that it was actually causing him to have a stomach ulcer. And he also started getting back pain as well. And you see, the stress and the fear can sometimes come out a lot in our body, and I do actually see that a lot. And the stress that comes with separation, some people will say, I don't have fear, I'm not fearful, Nicola, but sometimes the stress often comes from fear, it's rooted in fear. And that's because we can't see what's ahead. We can't predict where we'll be or know what's gonna happen. And that fear can make us feel that we've lost control of our life, as the life that we knew is crumbling down around us. So, is there any way that we can handle stress of separation and divorce differently? Is there anything we can do to stop the relentless mind talk? Is there a way to move on from feeling paralysed by the fear that's so powerful? Well, yes, there is. And that's to follow a really simple 3-step process. Now, it's simple in terms of the what you need to do, but I wouldn't say it's easy. Definitely not easy in terms of that kind of simple. But let me explain it to you. And you can do this with your relationships, which we're talking about now. You can do this with your career, your health, your business fears as well. Anything that is coming up for you. So please feel free to use this for other areas of your life if you're looking to address other areas of your life as well. Or know a friend that's having fears in different areas. So number 1 is list your fears. When you feel overwhelmed with the fear of not knowing, list all of your fears, get them out of your head and write them down on paper. Or your laptop, your smartphone, iPad, anything that you like to write on. And put all the fear-based stresses that you're having. And it's important to be totally honest with yourself. No fear or concern is stupid, crazy, or unreasonable. This step I do with many of my clients, and here are some examples they shared with me in our sessions that they're concerned about. I'm worried I'll have to move out of the marital home and find a new place. I don't know if our friends will take sides and shun me. I'm not sure if I can face the legal process or handle a battle. I won't be able to afford a long and drawn-out divorce process. I will have to put the lawyer fees on my credit cards or use all my savings. I'm concerned my family will judge me. I don't want people to pity me or for me to have to explain it to anyone. I think I'll be alone again forever and that no one will want to marry me. I worry about being alone and not knowing what to do. I'm going to break down at work. I know I am, and everybody will think I'm a wreck or a loser. I'm afraid to start over. I'm afraid of never being happy again. I'm afraid I won't get to see my children. The kids are going to have a hard time adjusting and they will never recover from this. She will bleed me dry and I'll lose everything. I won't be able to handle all of this stress. I'm going to go off the deep end. These are some of the fears, as I mentioned, that people I've worked with have had. So encourage you to list all your fears and keep adding to the list as the stress points come up. This is work in progress. And as I said earlier, no fear is too stupid, too small or irrational. Don't judge yourself. Whatever's coming up in your head needs to be addressed. Let it out, explore it, get rid of it. Because our fears are warning signs that we need to gather more information, that we need to prepare more, that we need to have faith or find ourselves and find solutions. Which leads me to the next part, and that's step 2, and that's create a solution list. Now, I won't lie to you, this part takes some work, but it's the best part. Brainstorm now how you will handle each fear that we've listed and write down some solutions. The only way to minimise fear is to face it head on and take action if you can. And this isn't easy, but it's extremely powerful. So with each fear, ask yourself, what can I do about this? How will I cope? Who can help me? What resources do I need? This step reveals the truth, and this is what I love about this step. That even if your fears did happen, you have the answer to the solution inside of you. When I work with clients, I ask these questions and they know what they can do. And so that fear goes away because they have the answers, they have the strategies, and it helps them beat the fears and the stress. So let me give you a few examples so that you can, if you're going to do this on your own, you can do. If you'd rather read this episode because you want to do this and it'll be easier for you to read the episode, then just go to my blog, which is www.purepeacecoaching.com/blog. And in there you'll find every single podcast episode I've produced as a written form as well. So, for example, I won't be able to afford a long and drawn out divorce process. That's one someone had. And the suggestion could be to look for a divorce mediator, which could help prevent long, expensive court battles, hire a lawyer who specialises in collaborative approach, or aim to resolve disputes with your ex directly and save in legal costs. It could also be speaking to a financial advisor to discuss ways to help you financially through it. Or it could be speaking to a divorce coach who could possibly help with different money-saving ideas. And then another one could be, I'm concerned my family will judge me. Felix, in a session, said to me that, and this was his, so I'm sharing it with him, and he gave me his permission, and I have changed the name. And he said that I will only give as much detail as I'm comfortable with to his family. I will ask for support with the children from my family if I need it. But if I feel hostility, judgment, or criticism, I will distance myself until I feel ready. And so that was his about whether his family was going to judge him, and he felt a lot more empowered after that. Another concern that came up from a lady, Helena, was I worry about being alone and not knowing what to do. So you may feel alone, and that's a big change when you go from living from someone and then you go living on your own. And so she wrote this: if we separate, I will create a support system, friends who care about me, divorce coach, a lawyer, and my sister. I will add in some relaxing and fun things to do in my spare time. I will ask for help or company if I need to. I will be kind and patient with myself. I will remind myself I'm not a failure and that it's okay to have slow or low days. Isn't that wonderful? I thought that was really, really well put together and well thought of. And here's another one. I'm afraid to start over. Change can obviously always be daunting, but it's important for us to remember that no growth happens without change. So we need to welcome change. And I help individuals see that starting over can be an opportunity. It's not only a loss. Obviously there's losses involved with divorce and there's losses involved in separation, but it also can be an opportunity. And Steph said this: whilst I feel it's so unfair that I have to be starting over again, and there's so much to do, I will need to face my fears and get out of my comfort zone to move on. I will ensure I continue to engage in life again and not hide behind TV and food. I will go to events as a single and remember to be kind to myself whilst I am doing this. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to be closer to my friends, God, and do some things I've always wanted to do. As you say, Nicola, creating a new life can be exciting in some ways. So if you use this process, the fear and stress will lessen. Next time you find your mind in overdrive or keeping you up at night, start writing. Start getting everything out. And if you feel everything is bringing you down and you'd like to go through them with me, contact me today and we'll book a Skype session or another platform online or an in-person session if you live in Dubai. And we'll really get to the bottom of your fears. And I have a couple of other processes to get rid of fears, but they're more meditation and they're more we need to be working. I can't explain it on an episode, unfortunately. But if you're interested in finding out more, no obligation, then the best thing to do is just to contact me through my website, which is www.purepeacecoaching.com, and just click on the Contact Me button. So step 3 is create an unknown bucket. Some things in life we don't know the answer to, and perhaps never will. Our ego wants us to know everything all of the time and makes up stories. It guesses the worst and it's draining. Except that some things we can't possibly know, and have faith and trust in life, in a higher power, or yourself, that no matter what happens, you can and will get through it. Don't waste your precious time guessing in unknown land or what-if land. I've been there and I've done that and I've bought the t-shirt, and it's not a good place to be, I can tell you. Speaking from my own past experience where I was just wondering, what do I do? What if this? What if that? And so I've created an unknown bucket. Just put everything you don't know in an unknown bucket. Out of your head, gone. Nicola, you'll never know, get over it. And that's what you need to say to yourself. What if this? What if that? I'll never know the answer to that. Okay, goodbye. Out of your head, into the bucket. And that, just imagine yourself taking it from your head into the bucket, and you'll feel free and lighter the more you do that. So if you're coming up with these spiraling what ifs, I encourage you to do that. Just try it and let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear from you, and I love your comments. And if you want to be shouted out, or if you want to ask any questions or have a topic based on something that's important to you, do feel free to let me know. So let's just simply appreciate the joy of life, that we don't know what surprises may be around the corner. Some will be prizes and others will be problems. Don't let fear fester. And don't let it create stress in your body, your mind and day-to-day life. Tackle it head on. And don't be afraid to get support if you need to from those you trust. We can all do with support and others' wisdom from time, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it helps us to become the best versions of ourselves. And I think that's really important, that we should be focusing on becoming the best we can be. So from my heart to yours, thank you so much for listening today, and looking forward to connecting with you again in another episode.
Thank you for listening to Divorce Talk with Nicola Beer. If you have enjoyed the program, please leave a rating and review on iTunes, so more people dealing with marriage breakdown and divorce get the support they need. If you want more great free resources, such as secrets to a happier relationship, moving on fast after divorce, or tips on parenting through divorce, be sure to visit www.purepeacecoaching.com today.